up, folks? It's your boy Bob Hollywood here with another exciting review. Today we're going to be reviewing this. This is a long title. This is this Aztec toy, better known as Mezco toys now. Silent Screamers, Series 1, Nosferatu, 1922. Still not done. The figure itself is Knock Renfield, the madman from that film. Yeah, got it all the way. I shouldn't say Mezco is now known. Well, Aztec is now known as Mezco. I think Aztec was bought by Mezco. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, there's this guy, and we're about to do a review on him. It's that simple. As you can see, my review station is all the way pushed to the back. Let's get his weight and packaging because my scale wasn't on, and then we can go into package details. This guy weighs over a pound. Groovy. Anyway, I bought this from a local seller. They had it listed for 30 bucks or best offer. They had other things. Excuse me. I was like, hey, would you take 20 for it? I think I saw that after. All right, let me backtrack. Saw this online, Facebook Marketplace. I was like, that looks pretty cool. I wonder what those things are. Go on YouTube, trusty YouTube. We're on YouTube right now. I look at a video for this. I looked at a guy's video. I'll try to add a link in the description. There was an older video, which is understandable. It's an older figure. It wasn't as old as this figure, but it was an older video. But anyway, these are all ants, or excuse me, these are all insects. Some are spiders, some are different types of insects. Looks like some sort of like centipede sort of thing. He also comes with shackles and a mask. His accessories are the bee's knees, and these accessories are why I wanted this. So, all right, so I did the second step. I watched the video on YouTube. I go on eBay. I see how much they're running, roughly around $20. So I offer the guy $20, and he accepts it. Basically, he said he was selling this for his friend, so that's cool. I also saw these more recently in my local comic book shop, and they were for $30. I'm going to go back and grab those potentially if these shackles fit on what I want them to fit on. So that's enough about this. Bubble casing or bubble packaging, which was popular back in the day. This figure is from the early 2000s, I believe. I'm looking to see if I find it. Yep, it is from 2000 exactly. So this is how packaging was years and years and years ago. I'm pretty sure if you're older, because this channel is not for kids, you know that. Now everything's in a box of some sort, but it wasn't necessarily like that before. So you can see a clear shot of what you're getting. It wasn't until the review that I could see that there's a base back there. You couldn't see that from the Facebook pictures. Again, you could see all these little bugs and the shackles and the mask. I was just curious about those bugs. It wasn't even until I watched that review that I realized it came with the shackles and the mask. So the figure itself, I'm not super impressed with. We're going to go over its details and its articulation, what it may or may not have. But I wanted this for its accessories. I think that's pretty cool. So, and in the front of the packaging, it tells you featuring hauntingly realistic detail. That was the case for back then when it came to like these collector quality figures, because this isn't a toy. So stuff like McFarlane and Aztec toys, and there are probably other brands, but McFarlane was the biggest one, had really good details. Didn't have a lot of articulation, but really great details. And then it says asylum diorama with shackles, bed, and extra creepy crawlies, and then film cell collector's card. And that's, I'm curious, it might be this, it might be something else in the package. We're going to find out. On the side, it tells you who it's sculpted by. You don't really, I want to say you don't really get that. I would have to look at some packaging for other figures, but I don't know if they go into details like this. But it tells you lead sculptor Stefan Linder, Paul Komodo, and packaging art Alex Ross. So Alex Ross, we're going to go over something of his in this video, like we always do. But anyway, on the back, you get all this stuff, and it's in black and white, or not black and white. It's more like monochrome, but it gives you more details about, or more figures from this time. So on the top here, I would have to raise my camera. I'm going to just point it like that. You get Count Orlok and Knock Renfield from the same movie, which is Nosferatu. A lot of people refer to Count Orlok or Graf Orlok, as it says for the figure, as Nosferatu. I think Nosferatu just means vampire. His name was Count Orlok. And also this says the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, 1919. I thought about getting that figure. I saw that more recently as well on Facebook Marketplace. But for what you get, and me just wanting the diorama pieces, he's a pretty large figure. He's not going to fit in with anything. I do 6 inches. He's about 7 inches, but the diorama pieces are cool. I just didn't want to spend $20 for him. And then this Dr. Caligari, I've never seen that in person. Maybe if I did a review for that, I might change my mind and want that. But just looking at that picture, it does nothing for me. I want to be the first one to say I've never seen either film. I've never seen Nosferatu or the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Just haven't. Okay, and also on the right side of the back of this packaging, and this intro has gone on forever, it says, before film had a voice, there were silent screamers. Trademark. Join us as we unlock the vaults of the silent movie monsters, inspired and recreated from the original Nosferatu, regarded as one of the most influential movies in film history. So that's crazy. I've never seen it, but it's one of the most influential. So it says Nosferatu 1922, Symphony of Horrors, the horror film to which all others are compared. Nosferatu introduced the world to the vampire Graf Orlok. Graf Orlok unleashed terror unseen in any age with Knock Renfield, his lecherous bug-eating minion. So he eats the bugs. They're not just, invading his space. He wants them, apparently. Featuring Graf Orlok, the undead, which is not the figure we're going over today, but watch Graf Orlok's skin burn in sunlight. That's got to be pretty cool if that was an effect back then. Plagued rat base with extra rats. Diorama links with Knock Renfield's two form a huge, horrifying scene. And then Knock Renfield, the madman, hauntingly realistic detail, which we know before. Asylum diorama with shackles. bed and extra creepy crawlies. And then there's more information for the art asylum, which is developed by. I'm not going to read all those names, but they're there for you to see. There's also a barcode. I wonder how much this would have cost back in the day. Again, this wasn't a toy, but you probably could have got it at toy stores. But anyway, I'm going to get this guy free out of his plastic prison, which is funny because he is a prisoner. So be right back. Whew, I'm back. Let me just pull him a little bit closer now that he's out of his packaging. Doesn't take up as much room. As you can see, everything except for the film cell shade card, or whatever it's called, is there. Let me just add that. And we can get a good weight if you were going to package this with everything complete. It's not going to make much of a difference. That means maybe 1 ounce. So everything in this packaging, everything in this package, once it's outside of the package, weighs 9 ounce. Speaking of creepy crawlies, there was a friggin' creepy crawly in here. Crazy. So 9.4 ounces, which is cool. I got him turned around so he would balance. As usual, we're going to go over his accessories first. There is this cool Knock Renfield card. And it does look like a film cell, which is cool. You can see through it. It's in pristine shape. It's slightly curved, but it happens. You get this shackle. This was pretty heavy. And how this works is you turn it. Let me lower my camera. You turn it, which I've already done, and it opens up, and you can get his legs, and I'm imagining you can get other figures in there, which we're going to find out. Might not be this video. We're going to check it out for him, but not for other figures, and both ends open. Slightly different shape, but that could just be the warping of the plastic. It is firmer, it is harder plastic, but with a little heat, you could probably change it up. You get this cool mask. Actually, let me put the mask on him. I'm not going to put the shackles on him, but I'll put this mask on him. This sort of torture device mask. And it goes on over his face like that, looking like Mick Foley, looking like Mankind. It's a pretty cool mask. And yeah, this is softer at the top because it has to go around his hair and his face. At the bottom, it's a little bit firmer, but not as firm as the shackles. This mask looks great. I can't wait to see it on other figures. And then you get a total, I think, of 10 creepy crawlies of 2 different varieties. You get this spider. Nothing on the bottom, but the top. Whoops. Ugh. They're all over the place. I don't even know if this is the same exact one. I hope my camera didn't zoom in. I didn't realize it. Give me 1 second. There we go. You can see the top has painting to make it look like there's great detail. Those are the spider ones. Wow, they are so tiny. It's not a toy. Obviously, it's not a toy because a kid would lose these. As a kid, I lost things that were bigger than this. But clearly, they're too tiny for adult hands as well. This one has slightly less detail, but it still has detail. And the bottom, it's just chocolate. And then finally, dump all the creepy crawlies off. There's this base, which I had to put together. This was 2 separate pieces, but it was easy. It just had three pegs. There's a chain attached to this bench. And it's a real metal chain. It goes up and down. He can't sit on it. It's too low, but he could lean against it or lay on it. He just can't sit on it. I don't know if any figures can really sit on it because it's pretty low compared to where their knees would bend. But as you can see, it's just plastic. It makes a sound. Pretty good details. There's some faces in the faces drawn in there, and there's some stains, and there's some words. It says fly was here, fly with an I was here. And then there's a number of days that's been marked on there, 25 days so far. Just cracks in it. Really good details. Things you don't really get now. And again, that's why I'm curious as to how much this figure would have cost. All right, so let's look at him now. Look at his details. He's got on this waistcoat. Is that the waistcoat or is that the waistcoat? I don't know. He's got on a coat. And the details, and they're soft plastic for the tail. The top is harder. You can see there's extra bugs on him, and I think that's why they're called extra creepy crawlies, because there are bugs on them sculpted into them. Hard plastic, but this is soft, and the details are just wonderful. Like, you don't get that. You do not get that. You see, he's in this position. He does have articulation, which we're going to go over, but look at that face. That is a gruesome, creepy, scary face. Almost reminds me of like if Wolverine could be old, if he could get old, like visibly old like this, maybe his hair would grow to this point. But you can see it's white hair with a lot of wash in it. Almost so to it's like it's brown hair, but it's graying, if that makes sense. It's bald at the top, hair connects in the back. Got more spiders on his arm. Look at his face, man. Dirty yellow teeth, mouth painted completely, eye detail, one eye bigger than the other, possibly fake. Then he's missing a finger. He's missing his middle finger on his left hand. I don't know if he bit it off, if Orlok bit it off, what. But you can see it's fresh blood, which I'm thinking if I'm going to use this figure, he probably wouldn't be in the... He would be someone's servant, just not a vampire. So I might have to, sculpt it onto the finger so he has a complete set of hands. Or at least, try to get rid of the blood so it's not like he's been bleeding in perpetuity. And he's got a white shirt under. It's very dingy. There's another creepy crawly there. That one's a big one. A spider under his armpit, his boots. I'm not sure if these are bugs or if these are just tatters. Probably bugs, but his clothes are just in horrible shape. He's got on these big brown platform boots. Looks like if he could stomp you, it would hurt. More spiders on his shoes. Lots of paint, lots of detail. Like even the soles have detail. Like that wouldn't be detailed these days. Like where his feet actually land aren't detailed as much, probably because they didn't want it to get in the way of him being able to stand. But there's detail. And on his coat, the inside, there's this ugly green paint. It's paint. It's not like a rub. It's paint. So I guess maybe maybe he wipes his ass with that. This guy is beautiful. I mean, he's hideous, but he's beautiful. Let's go over his articulation. So his head is going to rotate like that. Not very much. It's pretty sticky. I don't want to force it. I feel like if I force it, it's going to rotate right off. By the way, his hair is also pliable, which I think I showed when I was putting on the mask. This hair could come off possibly and be used for something else if I want to do that. His shoulders rotate. At the shoulders, they go up. Now he's doing karate. Hi-ya. They also rotate 360 at those same shoulders. His hands have articulation at the wrist. They can rotate. I'm not going to do it because he's very stiff. This guy's 21 years old. Only other articulation is at his waist. I'm not going to test any of his articulation. It's there. I'm not going to prove it. Like I said, his arms work fine, but his head, his wrist, and his waist, not without heat, I'm not going to do it. And also, I didn't go over the coat. He has the brown coat underneath. So much fucking detail. The buttons are painted. Everything is just beautiful. The work on this guy is amazing. Anyway, let's do some size comparisons, shall we? He doesn't want to stand. He doesn't stand very easily. My table is completely even. He doesn't want to stand. He does not have peg holes. So that's unfortunate. Maybe I can put his arms back to kind of... Nah, he doesn't want to stand. So, what are we going to compare him to? Let's compare it to our usuals. I'm not going to do as many today. But I'm comparing him to this Captain America, who was also designed by the same person who designed this packaging. I want to say Alex Ross. And as you can see, he does scale. He could scale with 6-inch figures. He's just much shorter. He's obviously hobbled. There, he's standing up. He's obviously hobbled, but he could work with 6-inch figures. There he is with Duke, who I normally compare alongside Captain America with these size comparisons. He was standing, and Duke bumped into him. Duke, you dick. So he does scale with 6-inch figures. He's just... I think they're meant for bigger figures, so maybe he's even shorter because, like I said, that one figure from the Caligari movie was huge when I watched the review. That was Zarya and Brie Bella. Next to some Fortnite figures. I keep saying I'm going to retire this guy from figure reviews since he doesn't like to stand. I've yet to do it. But Fortnite figures, Jonesy and Blue Guy. Colonel Quaritch and Piccolo. Not necessarily in that order, but I'm pretty sure if you've watched this channel, you know which one is which. Or if you're just a nerd. And then we have John Jones and Finn. And you can see, like, if he was standing up straight, with the addition of the boots, his legs would be longer than Finn's. Or about the same size, maybe. He'd probably be taller than Finn, or as tall. Anyway, guys, that is this guy, Knock Renfield. And, I have nothing bad to say about this guy. Just know that it comes in a lot of small pieces. Have a bag ready for those, that way you don't lose them as soon as you open this. And other than that, this guy's great. Like, if he could stand on his own a little bit better, that'd be great. I couldn't go over his articulation too much just because he didn't want to stand on his own. I mean, his joints don't really move. And also at the top of his head, he's about 4.5. At the top of his hair, he's about 5 altogether in inches. So that's it. I don't really have anything else to say other than this is a beautiful figure. If you find it, this piece is the prison piece is worth everything in my opinion. In the accessories, they make this figure worth $20. So I was glad I spent $20 on it. I'd be looking forward to buying another one if his shackle pieces work for what I want it to work for. Anyway, guys, action figures speak louder than words. I will catch you next time, but only if you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you later. Peace.